This is Shaun Sport in podcast form.
Well, what about our WA golfers at the moment? Min Jee Lee, who killed him the other week, just a week ago. Sister decided, well, you can't upstage me anymore.
I love a bit of sibling rivalry.
It's unbelievable. So she won the BMW Ladies Championship in South Korea, and Min Jee took home $330,000 for the win. She's won about 11 million, I think, career earnings at the moment.
Does she win a BMW just from that?
Great question. They only showed me the prize money, Nath, but I think that would be...
If you're having a golf competition, it doesn't cost you anything to get a car.
Yeah.
What does a car cost them? Nothing, really.
Cost them nothing, absolutely not. She has been outstanding. So that's her
Where's she
10th.
ranked now?
She's
up there.
She had to be almost top 5 now. Yeah. She's been outstanding. They're both amazing and representing Royal Fremantle, which is important, and WA. And the fact that when her brother wins and she comes back and wins, just keeps them going.
Keep it up.
This is Min Jee after the victory.
It's really, really special. It's such a great honour for me to be able to win in Korea and obviously even the opportunity to play here. So it is very special right now.
Her parents own a news agency or something, don't they? Or do they own
I think
a
you're right,
business?
Nate.
And they post their results and stuff in the shop, which of course you would.
How proud would you be?
Yeah.
I don't know they're those child prodigies where the parents had them, hitting the golf ball over and over and over again. Richie Smith down at Royal Freo, and they did nothing else. And they've got their skill to a level but they're very humble.
But, okay, are they good because they did nothing else, or are they good because they had a natural spark?
It's both.
It's both. Yeah.
God, you want one of them kids, don't you?
There's a lot of people who can play particularly well but can't then hack it because they don't have the temperament for it. I know lots of people who've tried out at golf and been so successful on the state level but unable to take it to the next level. But they are very grounded.
Do you know what? Everyone loves their kids, right? But there are so many people that have just got run-of-the-mill, everyday kids.
Underachieving kids.
Were you about to say boring kids?
Yeah, I was. boring, dumb old kids that do nothing and they won't make you any money. But then there are some people that have got their children from a very young age and they look at it and they go, there's a mansion in here.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
This is a couple of really nice cars in our future.
Name them Venus and Serena and get on with it.
And that must be such an exciting thing to look at your kids and go, okay, this is money.
In US
future
sport,
money
we see it all the time. And those guys,
good.
the one thing that when they make their first check is they just say, I'm just going to buy my mum.
That's
always going to buy my mum
Yeah.
now. So, the mansion money.
But
Now,
for
on
all
the
of
flip
those,
side, all the other kids just cost their parents money.
Yes. And there's also, for every one of those that makes it, how many are there where their parents did push them and drive them to everything, do all the training, everything, and then just not that good?
Yeah.
And so they never made it.
God, you'd be
Like, say one
really
of those.
disappointed in those kids, wouldn't you?
You would be. Tell you who'd be really excited as parents would be Grace Harris, who belted 136 in the BBL record for the Brisbane Heat against our Scorchers.
I know, with a broken bat and everything.
She
It's
hit
amazing.
11 sixes.
Yeah, one of them, she said, my bat's broken, and she
sorry.
said, I'm gonna have a whack anyway.
Yeah.
Hit a 6, and the bat literally just disintegrated.
I thought our Scorchers would be better than that. By the way, if someone's just teeing off and hitting 136, bowl differently.
Are you
just put it in the
talking
slot,
to
for God's
Pakistan
sake.
now as well? Well, you can take it up with Beth Mooney. She's joining us tomorrow.
Well, Beth Mooney hit 60, so that was okay. But 136, really good innings there. And India remain unbeaten at the World Cup. And Virat Kohli was the one again last night who was able to get the job done, 95 runs. He is such a god in India with 1 billion people following him. It would be, right, as Sachin Tendulkar is, when he finishes playing cricket, you couldn't live a normal life.
No, you have to,
body
but
doubles and stunt
he's got the
doubles
money
and-
to do that, but
You'd have to
it
move
comes
out
at a
of India,
price.
probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's extraordinary, isn't it?
Always great to have the big Pav in the house. Actually, we're just going over a few questions there on the clocks, the game that we we're just playing, Pav.
Yeah, you had me covered on a number of those, so congratulations.
I'm not sure if we're breaking any records, Pav.
What are the 2 letters in Disney? What was that last question? We sort of got cut off by going back on air.
Okay, so this is one for tomorrow. Thanks for running it.
So I guess we can't use this one anymore.
No, we can if you're listening. You get a head start.
Oh, there you go. Which 2 letters are lowercase in the word Disney in the Walt Disney logo?
Ooh, you said S and N.
Yeah. I was thinking
it's
S&M.
I.
Yeah, and
I and Y.
Oh, yeah, it's like Nathan already told you the answer. It's
no, I
amazing.
never said it. I never said a thing.
Just had a bit more time to think about it. I need the 63 seconds.
Pav, what was happening over the weekend? Have you been busy? Did you go to Port Hedland?
I did go to Port Hedland. Actually, I was up in Port Hedland. I was trying to get you to do the gig for me on Saturday, but up there for a long service awards night for BHP. workers, I guess, or employees. So believe it or not, my wife Lauren, her dad Richard, actually, he's a lawyer, and his first job, I think, for almost as he started his career was 40 odd years ago up in Port Hedland with BHP. So there was and Lauren was actually born and raised in her first little period of her life, maybe I think 6 to 9 months up in Port Hedland. So there was some nice synergy there, but geez, it was pretty hot.
I bet it was, yeah.
And the flies this time of year aren't so good. But it was a good weekend. Jack played a bit of cricket and all the school sports happening. It feels as though we haven't had much breather since the winter sports, and all of a sudden
it turns around quickly, doesn't it?
Well, and it's also just when you turn on the telly on the weekend, outside of watching or streaming some shows, it's all of a sudden there's cricket, there's all the summer sports starting to turn. Soccer obviously kicked off yesterday, the A-League. So that season, or the shoulder season, where parents get a respite from coming out of all the winter sports, it doesn't seem long enough, I can tell you.
Shorter.
The worst thing about having an active child.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah, you got to continually driving them everywhere. You do get like 2 weeks, as Pav was saying, and then all of a sudden, boom, back into it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's something really lovely in those children that just want the new computer game. You know what I mean? Because all you have to do is run up to a game store and buy it and then come back. And
No, because you hear from all the parenting experts, and they tell you you've got to get the kids out, and you've got to spend time with them and give them a book and do all this stuff. But
who's got the time?
The answer is, here you go.
Don't you think?
Yeah, here's your tablet.
Well, the risk is, like team sport, there's a lot to be said for it, right? But the risk is that they're going to be good at it. And then and I mean, it's a legitimate risk for you guys because you're elite athletes. And then, so good gene pool. But then you've got, then they're in rep sides, and then they're going to state teams.
But
and then you've got to drive them everywhere.
But my thing is, if you're going to be good at it, right, like be good at it, like the end goal is you're the best. Like, I don't want you to just be good at it and then like be bait and switch, and then at the end of it you're not the best.
So as a parent, you get nothing out of it.
You get nothing out of it.
You're wasting all that time.
Don't you think?
No, I don't.
Weird.
It's weird that people won't parents.
Hey, wait till the microphones are off.
I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. This is Pav's radio answer. Okay, Pav. Yeah, right.
No, look, all the friendships and stuff you make.
Oh, they're wonderful. Wonderful
You're
time.
lumbered with him. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. No, I hear what you say. Look, at the moment, we've got netball, basketball, cricket, soccer.
It's not even netball
And
season.
hockey.
How are you managing netball?
Yeah.
No, they do.
Imagine if all you had on the day. Imagine all you had was like Fortnite, Sonic, Zelda, and some Mario Kart.
Yeah. Sounds easier.
Mate.
You're right.
Much easier. Pav, the sport over the weekend. Hey, first of all, with the AFLW, can we mention that both West Coast and Freo had a win?
Yeah, they did. And after all the controversy last week, so I think a week ago we talked about the Michael Pryor comments, in the fact that they were right, but they were kind of wrong as well. And interesting that the Eagles came out and then apologised, or Michael apologised on behalf of his comments. But anyway, that I sort of tend to agree with what he said, but I guess
In principle,
everyone lobbed into it.
Yeah, no, it was.
And then they came out and knocked off
They
the
were
fifth team or
fantastic
something,
yesterday. Yeah, saw some of that game on telly, and they were outstanding. And absolutely, Shawnee, the Freo girls did such a great job down there at Freo Oval against St Kilda yesterday. So good to see them both having a win. The Perth Scorchers, WBBL, unfortunately didn't start that well. They went down to the Brisbane Heat, so unfortunate start there. Normally a very, very polished and impressive side, but
Well, it was an act of grace.
Yeah. We talked about the bat being broken, which looked amazing.
Grace Harris.
Yeah, and still hit a 6. Is that right?
Yeah.
Has anyone ever kicked the ball and it popped in AFL? Because you look pretty bloody powerful.
Literally.
Never been in a
Kick the
game with
skin
the
off
ball.
A couple of times it's gone flat. So I've got a visual of someone in the goal square about to kick the ball out, and they go, it's flat, so they go and get a new one because there's a
so you don't get the bowl, you don't get the bucket of water and look for the look for the air bubbles, and then get the cement glue and put a patch on
patch it up. Yeah,
There's more than one
we
ball
don't
in
do that.
play at any time anyway, isn't there? Not in play, but around the grounds they can replace the ball anyway.
Yeah, that's right. I remember back to school, so I was a cricketer, not a tennis player, but a good mate of mine was a very decent tennis player, but he every now and then completely lost it. And there was this one day we'd played our cricket match in the morning, and then you'd sort of walk back across to the cars, and he was finishing his I think it was drive tennis it was called at the time, the A grade in school, and he completely lost it after missing this backhand. And speaking of broken, he ruined his racket.
I didn't know you went to school with Nick Kyrgios.
Yeah, exactly. Well, actually, Leighton Hewitt potentially is someone we knew in Adelaide. But anyway, so he goes to his bag and he's gone through the other rackets and they weren't strung, so he had to forfeit the game.
That'll learn.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Yeah,
exactly. It's something we remind him of.
Wow.
While we've got you, you get to speak to John Rillie every week on 9 News. The Wildcats are going horrendously. They've only won a couple of games, and they've got some serious firepower, though. They're just, I've talked about the defence for a while, and I'm banging on about it, but they haven't been able to get it done.
No, and look, I think that was the issue last year, Shaun, and we have John on every Tuesday night, and last year it was about finding consistency on the defensive end. They've got all the firepower.
Well, they've got consistency. It's just consistently bad.
Yeah, that's right. And it's funny because John started the year, he comes in like all coaches, really positive, really happy. I think at the moment he'll be a bit disappointed with 3 losses in a row. They lost to Adelaide on Friday night, was it? Or Saturday night?
Saturday,
over there. So, look, they need to turn it around. But we'll chat to him tomorrow night.
Is his job under pressure?
Under the pump, officially, we're calling it. Are you?
Yeah, I am.
I think it's too early to be under the pump officially.
He'll retire there.
You're saying he's under the pump?
I think because Trevor Gleeson isn't... He's not with the Toronto Raptors.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, so he's available.
Around.
Is that what you're saying?
And with the Wildcats being successful in the past with Trevor and the leadership that they had in those guys that connected that team wholeheartedly, they just don't have that anymore.
So I agree with what you're saying, that there's probably a little bit of pressure when Trevor's just sitting there in the background, but I think it needs time. You've got all these younger players that have brought in together.
From all over.
Keanu Pinder,
Alex Sarr.
And you guys had Christian Doolittle in here a couple of weeks
ago.
ago.
We had
Jordan Usher. But all those guys are new players to their roster. So we're talking 3 or 4 weeks into their season. A lot of them have come late. So I'll give them a couple of more weeks. You're already saying he's under pressure. I'm going to give him a couple more weeks.
Well, I just go on history,
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is Ross used to say, trend's your friend, right?
Yep.
And last year they couldn't defend. This year they're not defending. You can't win a game doing that.
Defend your friend.
Defend your friend.
That's it. Defend your friend.
I defend you to the hilt every weekend, Shaun.
Now, the other one...
Yell shit about you when I drive past. No, he's all right. No, he's a good guy.
Mitch Marsh.
Megan?
Oh, yeah.
Just
so it's going to be dropped down the order, yeah?
How good was it that he smashed him on the weekend?
Yeah,
and good to see David Warner get in some runs as well. But that match, the Aussies play the Netherlands next on Wednesday night. That'll be on
They're the giant killers, though.
They are. No, but so, you know what I've loved saying is Afghanistan, Netherlands, who else? There was another minnow in inverted commas.
Well, those are the 2 big ones that
there
had
was one
wins.
other. But lots of upsets. England getting smashed, by the way, on the weekend against South Africa. I'm sure you were tuning in.
They lost everything to South Africa because they lost the rugby as well.
Yeah, I know.
Bummer. Or England.
We've just tuned Nath out. So,
what did you do on the weekend, Nathan?
May, not this.
Thanks, Pav.
See you guys.
It's always a pleasure.
Shaun Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.